Good evening and happy Thursday to everybody. I am John Mason, better known as Dr. M, the Purpose Disruptor. And believe it or not, this is day 19 of the Shift into Your Purpose Challenge. When I tell you it's been a long, 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 long couple of weeks. It's been good though. It's been good. Yeah, we'll do that one for today. So, a couple of things in review that we do every day. SHIFT is an acronym which basically stands to sit with yourself and Jesus. It's an opportunity for you to set up a time where it's just you and yourself so that you have a time of reflection, a time of looking inward, a time of saying to yourself, self, this is what I got here for. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm about to do. It's best if you go ahead and set up that time with yourself so that it's the same time. That way you can set an appointment with yourself. It's best if you make sure that you defend that time. Because if you defend that time, then it's a part of your schedule and it's part of your I will not change this. The H stands for hearing the Father's voice. Throughout the three weeks that have preceded this, we've talked about the different ways in which we hear counsel, wise counsel. Some come from friends, some from family, some from your spouse, some from strangers. But the reality is, God is not short on who He can work with or through to get this information out to you. But you have to be critically available to hear what it is that He's saying. Because once you are hearing what He's saying, the rest is easy. The other side of that says that you also have to block out the noise that's around you. Sometimes you just got to get quiet. And you've got to know that you need to hear His voice, not your own. The I stands for investing in your purpose. And Pastor Jamal Wright brought this point home so clearly when he said, you've got to know who you are. You've got to know where you're going. And you've got to know who has been assigned to you and aligned with you to get to your purpose. Then and only then can you begin to move resources to invest in that thing that has been put on the inside of you to accomplish. The F stands for forgiving offenses, and that's all offenses. We spent a very good period talking about unforgiveness and how it's so important that we learn to forgive, because if we don't, the tormentors are coming. And many of you, under the sound of my voice, are being tormented. Yes, tormented. Why? Because very honestly, you have unforgiveness that reigns in your heart. And last, the T stands for taking accountability. Taking accountability. Why is taking accountability a big deal? Well, taking accountability is a big deal because you've got to be able to raise your hand and say, it's me. I'm the one who did it. I am responsible for it. The good news also is we've got a brand new journal that goes along with the 21 days. Now, it would have been a whole lot easier if we had started with the journal on day one, but the reality is it doesn't always work that way. The journal is going to be good for you no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what you try to do. This journal will help you get your thoughts on paper, give you affirmations that you can work through. And very honestly, when you're done with it, you will be a better form of you. Now, here's brand new to the playlist. The shift affirmation deck. Yes, they are the size of playing cards, but each one has a morning and an evening devotion, one on one side, one on the other. And you go through them as a way to start your day and a way to end your day, a way for you to begin to think about things. For some, these will be great prompts for writing, great prompts for writing. And this is where we get to do things that otherwise we would not do. So, woo, that's it for the merchandise that is out there and what shift stands for. Today, we're going to, well, actually, there are a couple of things that are just a little different than today. If you want to join the shift movement, it's not too late. You can go to purposerefinedbyfire.com, go all the way down to the bottom, and click the join the movement. Just click on that button. It'll collect a little bit of information from you, and you will then be able to get everything that you need. The other thing, if you want to buy the journal or you want to buy the affirmation deck, all I need you to do is email your name, address, and quantity to info@purposerefinedbyfire.com. Info@purposerefinedbyfire.com. And we are going to do what we got to do. So on day number 19, we're going to be talking about the right path is not always the easy path. And we have been talking about how do you get to your purpose and how do you discover your purpose and what's the easiest way to get your purpose into view. And when I tell you that this has just been one of those things that has just taken on a life of its own, it really has. It's taken on a life of its own. But when we start talking about the right path or the path that you're going to take, let me be the first to tell you, we're not always able to see where this path is going to take us, where the road is going to take us. We're not always able to understand how this is going to be. Hey, cuzzo. Often the path that we're looking at seems almost impossible. But we're going to talk about some things today that I think that you're going to enjoy. So, first things first. That's your humor for the evening. But it's so true. God often wants us to do something that we have no intentions of doing because we can't see with our natural senses what it is that he's trying to do, what he's trying to show us, what he's trying to lead us to. He does his level best to stop us from making mistakes, to stop us from getting too far off the path. He knows the purpose that he's put inside of you. But we are often just hell bent on trying to find a way to mess it up. We don't want to do what God wants us to do. We want to do what we want to do. And when I tell you that that is one of the hardest things for us to come to grips with, because it's impossible for us to be okay if we're in control. And somebody asked me the question, yeah, I don't know if that's true, Mason, because there are times when we know what's going on. So God's given us all the instructions that we need in order to make a decision. When I tell you nothing in the world could be further from the truth. Nothing. Not only do we not know, we couldn't fathom. The scripture at the end of that little cartoon says, his ways aren't our ways. My ways have nothing to do with him. And if I only go with what I can see and what I can actually put my mind around, then I'm going to be in trouble every single time. Every single time. Because I can't know what I can't know. What I found out, however, is this scripture in Chronicles is so true. The eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him. Are you ready for God to find you? Because your heart is loyal to what he's given you. On day number 19, we got 2 more days. Got 2 more days. And I got a special announcement at the end of today. But we got 2 more days. If there's nothing else I have found in this journey, what I know to be true is this: God gave me a purpose. That purpose wasn't always easy. But the first thing that I had to admit to, I don't know what I don't know. That's the first thing I had to find inside of me. The second thing I had to find out was that God is only going to reveal himself and his plans when I seek him. That's the part that got me. I'm seeking you, God. You're not seeking me. You playing. And he said, no, I want the real you. I don't want somebody else. I want the real you. So when you look at Chronicles, God is omnipresent. He's omniscient. But to have this picture that his eyes are scanning everything on this planet to strengthen, to show himself honorable for those whose hearts are blameless towards him. Man, that touched my heart in such a way that I could not quite grasp it. So I said, God, help me out here. Help me out. You gave me a purpose. You told me what I was supposed to do. You told me where I was supposed to go. You told me how I was supposed to get this thing done. And now that I'm doing what you've asked me to do, I've got to trust that you have every step already in lockstep with your plans. And I've got to do what I've got to do in order to get where you want this to go. And in the middle of the silence of the night, he said, absolutely. Because if I didn't do it that way, you would have thought that you had something to do with it, and you didn't. You only did what I asked you to do. And in asking you to do that, that is when things came together. I've talked to some very good folks who I love dearly. And when I tell you I love them dearly, I love them dearly. And they have all said the same thing: trust God, trust God, trust God, trust God, trust God, trust God, trust God. And it's almost become a rhythmic reminder, because it's all about not trusting man, but trusting him, making sure that he knows that my future is in his hands. And if he does not make a way, there will be no way made. The other thing that day 19, the right path, is very different than the easy path or the hard path. It's not a matter of whether this is going to be an easy or hard path, because we often choose what we seem to be as the easy path. Sometimes we look and we say, that's the hard path. But is it the right path? Am I choosing what God wants me to choose, or am I choosing according to what my five senses can see? And I'm going to once again tell you, my five senses have proven me wrong every single time. So that doesn't work. It doesn't work. What I need is something that just says, no matter what, I'm going to lean on something so deeply embedded in me that it's going to be impossible for anything but what he wants to come to the surface. It's going to be impossible. When that happens, man, it's a beautiful feeling, because I know right, wrong, and different. I'm on the right path. I'm exactly where God asked me to be. The other thing about choosing a path, you may not have any company on your path. You may be the only one walking in the direction that God has put you in. And the question becomes, are you okay with walking with the Lord alone? Are you one of them folk that you need somebody to hold your hand because you get lonely? I can't answer that for you. Absolutely, cuz solo dolo. There are times on this journey when there ain't nobody there but us and the Lord. And if that's not okay with you, if you're not able to deal with that, then you're going to be in a place where you're going to have to deal with some insecurities. You're going to have to deal with some fears. You're going to have to deal with some failures. You're going to have to deal with some past baggage that you shouldn't have taken on this journey to start with. You should have left that where it was. Because God didn't ask you to take that baggage. He said, follow me. And I'm finding specifically, if you are likes and clicks and share kind of person, that God doesn't always show you what the real story is. When we were preparing for this 21-day challenge, we tried to put together everything that we could so that it would be successful. Every day I'm learning something new. Every day I'm finding out something new. Here's the lesson that I learned today. When Bishop Kidd was on last night, who did just a bang up job. That man right there. Woo! Woo! And his entire reconciled church. I love it. I love it. I love it. What he said to me before we went live was, I've caught your program a couple of times, and I'm really impressed with how easy you make this look. And I said, but I didn't see you online. And he just started laughing because it wasn't for me to see. It was just for him to see me. So when it came time to ask him to be on, it wasn't strange and it wasn't different because he had already seen what I'm doing, where I'm going with this, what it's about. Yeah. And I love that. I love that because what that tells me is sometimes you've got to be faithful. Because I could have said, look, that thing says there ain't nobody watching, so why in the world am I doing this? And the answer is you're doing this not just for the folks who are live right now, but for those who will be sent this clip, for those who may stumble across this clip, for those who will see it later. Because for some of these folks, they're busy right now. Like his entire church, they're in Bible study on Thursdays. That's their Bible study night. For other folks, they may be in choir rehearsal. For other folks, they may have meetings. For other folks, they may be in class. But if I was not faithful in doing what I was supposed to be doing, they would never have an opportunity to see this. And my prayer is that there's some encouragement to let them know you're going to make the right decision for the right path. Not the easy path, not the hard path, the right path. And once you've locked into the right path, the rest is easy. The rest is so ridiculously easy because on the right path, everything that you need in order for success, everything you need in order to get your message out to the people that need to hear you, it's already built in. It's already built in. And everybody's not going to be online on a live. Some folks may just be word of mouth. Some folks may be face to face. But on the right path, all of that is in God's hands, not yours. Last thing that I'm going to share tonight, and then I got a couple of announcements, and then we're going to be done for this moment. Don't give up when your path seems impossible. Don't give up. Because if you're looking at the path and not the person who made the path, you may get discouraged. If you're looking at the mountains excuse me, and not the God who created the mountains, you may get discouraged. If you look at the fact that you can't see the end, but I know someone who wrote the end, and all I've got to do is look at the end and say, he did this for my good, and it's going to come out for my good. So all I need to do is to be faithful to him so that he can find me. And I just need you to go ahead and write it. On the right path, he will find me. On the right path, he will find me. And once he's found me, that's easy. That's easy. That's easy. That's what it's all about. So, your call to action is simple. Stop doubting that you're on the right path. If God confirmed in your heart that this is where you're supposed to be, if God told you this is where you're supposed to be, I need you to lock in. I need you to lock in. And as it says up in the corner, I need you to decide that this is the right path. I need you to declare to the cosmos that you're on the right path. And then I need you to defend your path choice. I need you to defend your path choice like it's nobody's business. Because that's where he's placed you. But this time, that's where he's placed you. So, here's a special announcement that I have for tomorrow. I'm going to bring back my good friend, the Reverend Dr. James Victor Jr. And he's going to talk about why your purpose will sustain you. Why your purpose will sustain you. And we were talking about this a little bit ago today. And he said, that's why Jesus said, I have meat that you know not of. I am sustained when I am executing my purpose. I am enlarged when I'm executing my purpose. So as we go into the end of this challenge, come on in tomorrow. Come on in tomorrow. This is gonna be we gonna end all this one with a bang. And then I've got another special announcement that I'm not only gonna make for tomorrow. You'll see that this one's gonna be. We're gonna do something that I don't believe has been done before, but we gonna see. 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 Whew. But again, just know that when you choose right, when you choose right, you have no issues because God's got you. God's got you all the way. And I mean, he's got you. So when you decide what you're supposed to do, heck, Crystal Lou, better late than never. When you decide what you're going to do, announce to the world what that purpose is. When you declare that thing, Declare it big. Don't be quiet with it. Don't be quiet with it. Declare it to the world. And then go into a position where you defend. You defend everything that God has asked you to do. Defend it as if your life depended on it, because sometimes it does. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. So, as I've said all the time, yeah, y'all late. That's my fault. Coach K says all the time, you've got to go on and you've got to tell everybody that you're getting ready to go live. And when you don't do that, it takes some time for them to like put down what I know. I'm getting there. 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 We're going to get it. So until tomorrow, where we are going to come back at the same shift channel and the same shift time. For those of y'all who missed it, I want to catch the replay. There's some nuggets in there for you. I'm going to say this one more time. Doesn't matter what it looks like to your flesh. Doesn't matter what it looks like. If it's the right path, ain't nothing for a stepper. Ain't nothing for a stepper. Please catch the replay. It'll be well worth your while. Flesh is dirt. So, having said all of that, thank you all for joining me. We will see you tomorrow for day number 20. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. So, tomorrow, a brand new day. It's a grand new day.
We all want to be happy, but the majority of us have no idea what to do. See, the Japanese have a concept called ikigai, which roughly translates into a reason for being. You need to have a purpose for being here. But this is easier said than done because there are 4 components that you need to check off in order to achieve ikigai. Now, the interesting thing about this Japanese formula is that you can tell where you are in life and what you need to work on by looking at the components you have so far. If all you have is something that you love and are good at, then you have what's called a passion. On the other hand, if you have something that you love and you can see how the world needs it, then you have what's called a mission. Now, if you're someone who has something you get paid well for and are good at, then you have what most people in the world have, which is a profession. And finally, if you get paid well and it's something that you know can help the world, then you have what's called a vocation. You need to be spending your time doing something that you love, that you can get better at, that pays well, and that the world needs. Without all 4, you will always feel like you're missing something inside of you.
Follow us for more helpful tips.